Good morning. How are you this morning? Just doing that. Are we actually live? Which I think, fingers crossed, we should be. Hopefully someone will say hello very soon. Yes, we're live. Marvellous. Excellent. So, how is everyone this morning? It's an unexpected morning this morning. We were expecting rain all day and the forecast has changed. We're going to have some sunshine, so I may even get some free electricity for my car, which is always nice. Bit of a different day yesterday. Hubby and I went into Oxford to have brunch at the Ivy, which is always a delight. They do a really good breakfast. It's not expensive either. Hello, Audrey. I hope you aren't too wet. I know it's been fairly monsoon-like up with you, but hopefully you're safe. Morning, Sherry. Morning, Inika. So yes, we had brunch at the Ivy. Very civilized. Morning, Claire. And then went to buy me a fountain pen. Hello, Anne. Good evening. From New Zealand. So yes, I bought myself a couple of really inexpensive fountain pens from Amazon, and was quite impressed by the fact that my handwriting improved almost overnight. I always used to write with a fountain pen, and I do like a fountain pen, but they can be a bit, difficult. Morning, Shaz. So anyway, it's always a bit difficult. What do you want for your birthday? I don't know. And then I thought, why not a really nice fountain pen? So that's what he has brought me. I handed it back to him so that he can wrap it up. He won't get wrapped up. And give it to me on my birthday. Morning, Deborah. Morning, Nora. So yes, I'm waiting for that to be actually mine. It's really lovely. It's not what I was expecting to buy. I always used to write with a Schaefer pen, so that's where we started, and we moved away from that almost immediately, so that was fine. But oh yeah, a good fountain pen is just and it's gorgeous. It's a Waterman. It's got a gold nib. I bought brown ink, and it's got one of those converters, so you can either use a cartridge or a proper fountain pen, but it means that I can travel with it because I can then take cartridges for when I travel. And the shop was amazing. They have an online store. It's Pen Plus of Oxford, and it's just wall-to-wall pens. The prices are great. They started at, I think, about £12 and went up to over 3,000. Didn't look at those. Anyway, so today I am looking at Oh Holy Night Suite. I was going to check. It's going to be a new... No, he very kindly bought me a new laptop for Christmas, which is the one I use for my day-to-day stuff. So I use my old laptop for streaming. Then I can just have it set up. It's all I use it for now. So I've stripped most things out of it. Hello, Wend. And so yeah, I've stripped most of the stuff out of it, apart from some essential stuff, and yeah, just use it for that now. When I worked in the office at Glenfarclas Distillery, I had fountain pens. Ooh, you had to use a fountain pen. Wow. I like a good fountain pen. Over £3,000 for a pen. Yes. I think it was 3,100. It was a Mont Blanc. It was a limited edition Mont Blanc. I didn't go anywhere near it, so no. Nora loves this suite. Good. So what was I going to check? Oh yes, whether Oh Holy Night is even vaguely available in Europe. It's always good to check these things. Let me just check that. I think it is. I think things are kind of going in and out of stock at a ridiculous rate at the moment. I think the ribbon may not be currently in stock. That's not going to stop me ordering it. In fact, it's due back in on the 6th of November. Some of the blue card, including the Misty Moonlights I'm planning to use, in fact, most of it, So Joyful 12 by 12 Specialty is back in October. Snowflake Magic, October. All About Autumn, October. Shining Brightly, which I'm not going to use anyway, is 6th of November. And the hybrid embossing folder for this suite, The Stars at Night, is coming back in. But that's not going to stop me using it. Sorry, but it's not, because they are coming back in. So that's good. It is beautiful, isn't it? Morning, Bee. Ooh. Hello, Deborah. Sherry hasn't used a fountain pen in years. Well, as I say, I started with a really cheapo, and remembered how lovely it was to use a fountain pen, so I'm using a fountain pen. B is on holiday, sitting on a sunbed in Turkey, pina colada in hand. A bit early for a pina colada. I suppose it's an hour ahead of us. 28 degrees, 2 days left. Husband does still use a fountain pen. Why am I not surprised that Peter uses a fountain pen? Morning, Pam. Morning, Mary. Shaz has an NY baby granddaughter today, but she's having a nap at the moment. At that price, you would be scared to use it, Deborah. Absolutely. Not NY. Right, not NY. Good old things that correct. Anywho, right, I'm going to flip the camera down and show you the gorgeous paper. So let's pop another light on. So I have got that piece ready to go, because that's the first card that I'm going to make. It uses that piece. So I think I've got all 6 patterns here. We'll soon find out. So we have a nice generic background. I do love a themed paper that has a generic background, because it means that if you have it left, you can use it for other things. 2 hours ahead in Turkey. Oh, okay. Well, then pina colada is fine. So lots of stars, lovely sort of splodgy backgrounds. Say some very generic backgrounds. This is the paper that I'm going to start with. So we've got something just star at the top, and then a scene at the bottom, and then just blue. And again, we've got, it's generic. It's not Christmas. I love that it's not Christmas. This, I would say, is generic. I know it's sort of star-like, but not too bad. Yes, NY, thinking New York. So more stars and swirls. Again, generic. This is sort of a desert scene. And then this one, which is a desert scene with stars. So really lovely papers. As I say, if you have any left over, very easy to use for non-Christmas themed projects. Obviously the ones with the scenes you could use for scrapbooking, which would be great, particularly if you've got, Christmas photos you want to scrapbook. I would probably go back black and white if I was using this for scrapbooking, just so that the paper shines. Stars shine the whole year round, absolutely. Wishful thinking, says Shaz. So this is the one I'm going to start with. Sorry, my paper has just collapsed. Oh, and I've got all my bits. Let's put my bits back in. So, there we go. As I say, my paper has collapsed, but it's fine. I have got a bit of coffee that I want to finish drinking as well. So I've got some crumb cake. And I'm stealing this idea from one of my larger team, who at our large team meeting about, oh gosh, it must have been about 6 weeks ago, 2 of the girls did a display using this paper and one of the others. I can't remember what the other one was, but anyway, using this paper. It was stunning. Anyone who was on the fence about this paper wasn't by the end. And they did this lovely, lovely card, which I'm going to borrow, because I can. I'm going to, I've just had a thought. I'm going to borrow and possibly change just a little. So I'm going to cut this at 3 3/4. This bit is spare. And then this bit I'm going to cut in a minute, because I need to do some maths. So this is going to be, so let's do some maths. So I'm going, normally I would do 5 5/8. I think I'm going to go 5 3/4 for my maths. Now, where's a scrappity scrap of paper? Is that a scrap of paper? It is a scrap of paper. So I'm going to do some maths because, you know, why not? So I'm going to say that the width of the card is 5 3/4. If I wanted to cover this card with this piece of paper, I would cut it at 5 3/4. But I want 3 panels and I want a gap between each one. So I'm going to take a 1/4 of an inch off. So I've got 5 1/2, which will give me a gap of 1/8 times 2. So then I want to divide this by 3. Now 3 divided by, hello Claire, Karen even. Hello Jan. Sorry, I'm reading lots and lots of Oh, Inika, you're allowed to miss my lives. You don't have to be here just because I'm your upline. It's lovely that you are, but you don't have to be. So 5 1/2 divided by 3. I'm going to cheat. Just saying. I'm going to use a calculator because my brain isn't working. So 5.5 divided, divided by 3 is 1.83 recurring. Well, there's a useful measurement. So it's basically, I'm going to say it's 1 7/8. So let's see, 8 divided by 7, or indeed 7 divided by 8. Yes, so 1.1 7/8 for each of those panels. So then if I do 1 5/8 for the other, that will be about right. Right, okay, I kind of know where I'm going with this. Ish. Oh, you love to watch my lives. It's the reason I dropped out for 3 months. Oh, bless you, Inika. Inika dropped for 3 months so that she could be back with me. Karen says she will never miss a Liz live. I mean, happily, if you do, you can always catch up. So these I want to cut at 1 5/8. And actually I'm going to go this side, as in I want this side. So 1 5/8 is there. So I'm just going to do 1. This is where it all goes horribly wrong. 2. 3. So this bit's spare. And then I need some silver. But I'm not going any old silver. I'm thinking, no, it's not that one I want. It's the matte. So this is the silver foil, and I'm thinking this one would look rather stunning. So I need, so this was, what was this? This was, don't you love that I've planned this? 3 3/4. So this is going to be 3 7/8. There. And then I need to cut this at 1 7/8. Oh, is that, no, that's not right. Because I've only allowed an 1/8. So I want it at 1 3/4. That's what I want it at. Woo! Let's throw everything around. So 1 3/4. I'm writing this down so I've got some hope of remembering when I come to put it on my website. Your outline. Aww. Morning, Priscilla. Sorry, I'm just reading. I'm reading Inika's lovely comments. Right, okay, so this may or may not work because I changed maths partway through, but let's give it a go. I'm sure it'll be fine. Just means I have to make bigger gaps. Right, so what I need to do is to get this lined up properly so I know which order I'm going in. Oh, that's weird. I actually cut just as on a building. Right, I need seal, not seal plus. I was going to say seal plus, but I don't need seal plus. So, come on, work. There's a good seal. Work. Thank you. So I'm just doing a tiny weeny little border around here. So it's like a 1/16 of an inch, a couple of millimeters. And this one. I don't know why I've done that on this one and not on the others. Oh well, shows how decisive I am about these things. So in a few weeks, I have got a scrapbooking retreat with some old chums of mine. We meet up twice a year. We do get some scrapbooking down. Not much, we mostly natter. But hey, so that's there. As I say, I think my gaps are going to be slightly larger than I had intended, but it's fine. So that, ooh, that's the wrong way up, only because one side is slightly longer than the other. So we're going to do that. Yeah, they're slightly wider, but that's fine. So I needed to have these a little wider. It's fine. Right, so those are going to get stuck on with dimensionals. The way I like to do something like this, which is in panels, is stick the two sides on first. Oh, baby's awake. Second week after chemo and you feel on top of the world. Oh, bless. I remember Karen going through the whole chemo thing. Sorry, I've got my strength and beauty on today. You get into a rhythm of how you're going to feel. I used to have chemo on a Friday, and I'd be bouncing off the ceiling over the weekend with the steroids, bless them. And then it's that weird feeling where you're really, really tired, but you're bouncing off the ceiling. And then I'd hit a wall, and it would normally be about Thursday afternoon, I'd perk up. And it would be like someone would turn a light switch on and suddenly I had energy again. And then the following week I would be fine. That was when I did my first chemo. My second chemo I did every week, which was fairly brutal. But it was my choice. So, but yeah, positive thoughts. I always say just try and keep positive because that actually helps. Don't go anywhere near forums about how horrible it is to do chemo, because the only people that go there, bless them, are people who are having a gruesome time, because otherwise you'd be out enjoying yourself. But yeah, it is horrid. But hey, I'm here 11 years later. So although saying that, I've got a mammogram later in the week, which is always a worrying time. Takes less time for me because they only have to do one side. I would say if they're running behind, they get to catch up when they do me. But yeah, 11 years on, and here I am, enjoying life, living it to the full. So this is the last piece to go in here. So I was intending to have the gap between these slightly narrower, but then I realised I had already cut things to a size. So that is the basic card. Let's have a look at the stamp set. So we've got, did I? Yes, I have. Celebrating the magic of the season, Merry Christmas, wishing you the best and brightest holiday. I'm going to go celebrating the magic of the season, because then I can have it bridging the gap. Now, the thing with this stamp is it is very long. So let's just deal with this. This is a long stamp. We're going to need a decent sized block. So I was just catching up. Oh, sunflowers, sunflowers. Oh, Jan, do you know, I actually find it harder to see other people go through it than going through it myself. Anywho, so this is a long stamp. We do not do that because that's not straight, and it's very easy to do it. Yeah, the side effects do. It's 2 or 3 days. It's when the steroids come out. Shaz is 25 years, an example to us all, and still going. Lots of complications, but still waking up every morning. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, my body is shot, but thanks to my chiropractor, my sciatica is not as bad as it was, and my peripheral neuropathy in my feet is just what it is. So allow your stamp to relax, and then pick it up. Now, I like to do diagonal because then I'm less likely to get distracted by the edge of the stamp. I was going to say I'm going to go very vanilla. I'm not. I'm going to go white because this has definitely got white. So this is just an offcut from when I do mattes or liners for my cards. I'm going to go... Right, so the colours, let's deal with the colours, are Copper Clay, Boho Blue, Pebble Path, Night of Navy, Misty Moonlight, Crumb Cake. I'm going to go Pebbled Path, I think. Clean bill of health. I guessed it was a clean bill of health, Jan. This is slightly, you know, women's humour. So when I had my mastectomy and I had to go back in because unfortunately the cancer had spread to my lymph nodes, so I had to have a second operation. They weigh you before you have your operation, and the nurse came in and she said, well, the good news is you've lost whatever it was I'd lost in weight between your 2 surgeries. I said, yeah, that would be my boob. She kind of went, oh, yes, I suppose it will. Anywho, so I'm, as I say, women's humour. I'm going to make this as narrow as I possibly can. So I'm going to cut this strip down a bit. Yeah, neuropathy in your feet is very common. It's the second chemo that you have can crucify the nerves in your feet. It's fine. You just make sure you don't stub your toe too often, because that is excruciatingly painful, even though you've got numb toes. It's fine. So, yes, as I say, women's humour, but it did make me chuckle. It'll be my boob. You chopped my boob off. Right, so I'm doing this by hand, because to do this with a trimmer would be a nightmare. I'm not saying it's going to be easy by hand, but there we go. Yeah, that's not bad, actually. That is not bad. So this is going to go here, and I'm deliberately not putting it in the middle, because if you put it in the middle, it won't be. It will end up not in the middle. That's my view anyway, that, you know, if you try and put something in the middle, it won't be. I am going to put glue all the way along this, and I know I don't normally use glue on basic white card, but for this, I suppose I could have used tear and tape, but I think glue is easier. Let me just get that to the edge. so I can pick it up without getting glue everywhere. So what happens? I flip it onto my hand. Never mind. So this I'm just going to pop down there like that. Now I have a suspicion, do I still have in... Because I know the embellishment that goes with this suite are the stars. I don't want the stars because they're gold. I mean, I want the stars. Let's get them out while I remember. But I don't want them on this particular. But I do want something. I'm just having a quick look. No. Quick look through what I've got. I know what I'm looking for and I can't find it. And I was using them yesterday and I know I put them away. Oh, there they are. And I haven't got what I thought I had. Oh, I can use it anyway. Right, so I'm going to use some of the in colour dots, which I think are out of stock or low inventory, one or the other. Hello, Brenton. Panel cards are great. I love a panel card. So I was looking for mostly boho blue, but hey, I'm going to live without boho blue. Can't believe we're nearly half an hour in. I've done one whole card. The joy with these is they are flat, which means if you're trying to avoid bulk, they're a good choice. So I'm going to have that one so it's overlapping, and then that one just there. So very simple, even if it did take me half an hour to do it, mostly because of the maths. Now obviously it's going to need a liner, but really, really simple, just, you know, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Just finished my coffee. Or not. Right. So what we have got to do is some stars with the 3D embossing folder, the hybrid embossing folder. So let's see. I'm going to grab some more of this, but this time I'm going to go proper silver. And let's get that out of everyone's eye line because silver is a bit... So I've very carefully got out the gold stars, and what have I done? Got out silver. Right, so this is a hybrid embossing folder, which means you can die cut and emboss at the same time. Look at all those stars. So let's see, we definitely got those two, which we can use, 3 even. Haven't used these yet, as you can probably tell. Have you watched Created the Ottawa? She does. I haven't, but I will go and have a look. So that fits over this cluster, so I can get a piece of foil and just die cut. I'm wondering, does anyone know, does this then get, oh, you can cut out that bit. Oh, okay. Oh, isn't that clever? Because what it means is you can have double layered cards, like two-tone. Anyway, let's start with something simple. So I need a piece of foil that is yay big. So let's cut it yay big. Oh, and this is going to be a quick card. You know, sometimes you just have to make up the time. So that's going to go there. That comes down. Is that right? Yes, that is right. Ooh. I need that, and I need that. So, base plate, is that still in position? Yes, it is. 3D embossing plate, And off we go. Ottaway. I can't, yes. No, I haven't, but I will. I will go and have a look. Oh, while I remember, and this is more for Europeans, but while I remember, I'm doing a kit along. I want to say on the 19th of November with the Rustic Christmas. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, just that is beautiful. So if you don't put the die in, you just get the embossed bit. But I want the stars. So let me grab my paper. So I want something fairly plain for this, which of course we have some plain bits left. Where did I put the piece I cut off? Not there. I had a big plain piece. I did. I know I did. Oh dear Lord, no, that's silver. Ah, there it is. I buried it. This is the piece I was looking for. Right. So, as I say, this is going to be a really easy card, really quick card. So I'm going to cut this at... Ooh, the only problem is I would like it that way. That's fine. It's fine. I can do it. I can live with it. So... do that. Ooh, come on. Out you come. Thank you. Now, the other thing I have got is some of the glitter, the glimmer paper, which is adhesive. So I'm going to mix my foil and my glimmer paper, which may or may not be a crime. I haven't decided. So this I'm going to cut at 3 7/8. So I'm going to have a tiny little bit peeking out by 5 5/8. Now the thing with something like this is I would always then go back in and gut. So I'm doing a 1/2 inch gut, which just means I'm going round and taking half. I'm just going to leave a frame that's 1/2 inch all the way round. Excuse me. So yes, I'm doing a craft along with the Rustic Christmas Advent Calendar. So you can either ask me to order it, and I can then post it to you, or you can put it in an order. This bit obviously is spare. So you can put it in an order and use the host code that was on my email. Excuse me, so that I know that you've bought it from me. Oh yes. So the folder is beautiful, Priscilla, you're right. So Wendy, if it's a hybrid embossing folder, yes, you can use the dies with the embossing folder. You can't use it excuse me, you can't use it if just any old dies. It has to be the ones that go with the embossing folder. Excuse me, I swallowed a bit of coffee the wrong way. Yeah, so just the hybrid ones. And just the dies that go with it. So not all of the dies in this set will go with the embossing folder. So it's these 3. To try and solve the cough, I'm going to drink some more coffee. Bear with me. And if that doesn't work, I'll blow my nose, because that's the other way of curing these things. So let's do a bit of this and get my... Don't you love that the idea behind a take your pick is that you change the heads to the one you want for the particular task? Or in my line, you just get lots more handles so that you've got them all ready to go. Although I haven't yet got them. I've got the new ones, I mean the other new ones, because this is obviously a new one. I haven't got the others on a handle yet. I need to get a new handle. I'm going to have to blow my nose in a moment because this is tickling. Have a great day, Jan. Sorry, I missed that you were going. Right, so this then goes on here so that we've just got that little bit of silver peeking out. And then these can go over the top. And I think I will use all of them, because I like an odd number. And that almost... do I want that? No. Do I want that? No, I don't think I do. I think I just want some base card. I dug out Misty Moonlight, but I think for this one I need Knight of Navy. Knight of Navy. So, let's get rid of those bits. Oh, I must do that. I'm behind on a project that I'm supposed to be doing. And I've just seen the bits that I need for it, and I really must do. It's for my tutorial bundle that I do, the global design project. And I got a bit behind. I had my COVID booster on Friday. And although I wasn't too unwell, oh boy, my arm hurt. It's just about sorted out. I was a bit tired, but I wasn't as unwell as I often am with a COVID booster. Now, I did this yesterday on a card that I was making, and started adding tear and tape. It's self-adhesive, folks. So just a reminder, this is self-adhesive. So you don't need to put glue on it. It's just, you just tear this piece or peel this bit off, assuming you can get under it. I cut my fingernails over the weekend, which is why I can't get under anything. Oh, come along. Come along, you're self-adhesive, therefore you're supposed to come off. There we go. So yes, don't put tear and tape on it. Don't do what I did. Now, I'm going to leave those flat, I think. I was thinking I would put them on dimensionals, but I don't think I will. Yes, so the silver, it is with the glimmer, with the adhesive. Oh, bless you, Shaz. Thumbs up! Push the share! Yay! So yes, if you haven't already subscribed, you can do that just by clicking that subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner. And then if you want to know when I go live, if you hit the all alerts bell, you'll get a little email. And it's a very subtle little email. It doesn't get in your way. It just says live on YouTube. So it's not, you know, in your face offensive. Just going to hold that in place for a moment while I add glue to the others. Oh, so hubby and I have been binge watching the new, as in 2021, I think it was the first series, Van der Valk series, which I remember back from the 70s with Barry Foster. It's now with Mark Warren, set in Amsterdam. And so we were watching the Mark Warren series, which we've now finished, and last night we watched the first of the Barry Foster series. Oh boy, talk about dated. Actually, I know what I'm going to use for that. Oh, it has to have some use in its life. So let's pop that down to hold those in place. But yeah, it was made in 1972. It was so dated. Bless you all. So, yes, it was interesting. Not convinced that's the right way around anyway. Never mind. I think I am going to try. I think this might be too big, but I'm going to give it a go. I might go there. That's where I might go. So let's prep. Right, so having prepped that, I'm going to go on. I think I am going to go on Night of Navy again. Now there is a die for this, so let's make sure I get a large enough piece of card, because this is the die for it. You could die for it. So yes, I have. So, silver foil, not foil, embossing powder, obviously not foil. Glad you like the cards, Bea, but yeah, I watched Van der Valk in the 70s. It was so dated. They then did a new series in the 90s with Barry Foster still. I don't actually remember watching that, but the Mark Warren series is very good. But boy, the Barry Foster one is so dated. Right. Am I in camera? Yes, I am. Let's do a load, aim, fire. Oh, Bergerac. Gosh, I haven't seen Bergerac for age. Oh, thanks, Shaz. The year you were born. I mean, I was 12. I wasn't, you know, that old, but I was 12. My husband was even older. In fact, he'd probably left school by then. I mean, obviously he was older because he's older than I am. So yes, he would have. Yeah, he would have left school by then. Or be about to, possibly about to. But I don't think he watched the original series because he had no idea what we were letting ourselves in for, where I did. Right, I'm just... Bergerac will look very old. I took it seriously, yes. Right. So I have preheated my heat tool. And something that just sprung into my brain, what I laughingly call my brain, is... Just going to get a cloth and wipe that off. Bearing in mind copper clay is in this suite, you could probably use the rose gold foil. And then copper embossing powder. Just a thought. Right, let's get some blue bits. My next drink on the beach. Turkish white, which I quite like. Sun is hot. Turkish white, is that coffee? A white Turkish coffee, or is that... I don't think I've ever heard of a Turkish white as such. Late night drama. Thank you, Wendy. Right. Okay. So I don't need those. White wine. Ooh. Ooh. So a Turkish white, yeah. So a white wine from Turkey. Many years ago, I did a sailing holiday around the Greek islands, and we got very into Retsina, which we decided Retsina is lovely, but should never be drunk outside of Greece. It clearly doesn't travel well. Oh, I seem to have lots of little. Bodrum, Turkey. Oh, I liked Bodrum. Oh, somebody's at the door. Oh, that's right. It's my delivery! Yay! Sorry, I couldn't work out what the noise was. It's my doorbell, which is a cuckoo clock. Now I know what it is. It's not my usual. It's not my usual delivery man. Let's do that. If it's going to do that to me, let's just stick it. Oh dear. So yeah, sorry. These are the little ones. I do wish they would do large and small as separate packs, because I always end up with lots of small. But I have been to Bodrum. I did a gullet week in Bodrum, from Bodrum, the Turkish sailboat. I don't know why I've put... Oh, yes, I do, because these are flat. I was about to say I don't know why I've done... That's better, I think. So I've used black because this is navy. So that's that one. Tick. Right, okay, let's have a look at what paper I have got hanging about. Drop it on the floor, why don't I? So, because having said rose gold, I'm actually thinking rose gold. So let's use that sheet. And bear with. No, it's not there, it's there. Is that rose gold? Rose gold. Also rose gold. Okay, let's use the open packet of rose gold, which apparently I have quite a lot. So, I've got very shiny rose gold. Ooh, I wonder. Wonder. Where's the die gone? It's there. Just having a thought. Oh, it will definitely work a bit. Right, okay. I kind of know where I'm going. So, it's going to be a long, thin card. So let's move that one out of the way. I'd say put it with its buddy, but I can't find its buddy at the moment. Oh, there it is. I need to find its buddy because we need to use it, or show it. Right, so let me cut this down to my usual layer. And again, I'm going to gut. This is not adhesive backed. Thank you. Glad you like it. So hopefully this will be a quick card. So again, I'm going to do a 1/2 inch gut. If you work in centimetres, you could do a 1 centimetre. That would be fine. Obviously, it depends on how large the piece of paper is that you're going to put on top. But what I'm saying is that a centimetre would work. So we've then got this bit left over. And I'm going to use that with the embossing folder. So I'm hoping, yes, so I can get the 2 larger stars out of that. Oh, Oh, I was at the gym this morning and I think I've done my shoulder in. It's the shoulder that I had my jab in. It sounds very creaky. So let's wind through. Don't need those. So take that off, take those off, don't need those bits, obviously. Do need those bits. So those are my stars. And my piece of paper. So I'm going to use this side because it's got that lovely bit of copper clay. So 5.5 by 3 3/4. So that's the piece I'm going to use. We're going to have our stars. May only end up with one star, but our stars for the moment. That's going to go underneath. I'm just wondering, I wondered lonely as a cloud. Ooh. So I'm having a bit of a not change of heart, but thought. Yes. So I'm not going to use the big one. I'm going to use that one and this stamp. So I need that. Prep my stamp. Yep. And ink up. Copper embossing powder. So to get the positioning so that it's sort of where I want it, I can put the star onto my block. Waiter service at our sunbed's really luxury. We have a fish restaurant out. Oh, B, I need to go there. Inika, who obviously is in metric land, uses inches as well. You have hit it out. Oh, bless, Karen. Thank you. I'm assuming you mean park. Don't quit. I know what you mean. Right, I've got copper embossing powder everywhere now, but never mind. Right, okay, where's the lid? There's the lid. And that. So, again, going to preheat my heat gun. What pad is that when you use embossing? Okay, I'll come back to that. Deborah? A bit wibbly wobbly, but it'll be fine. Right, so the pad that I use for embossing is Versamark, and this is an embossing buddy which is in the embossing additions kit, which comes with a brush and a tray. Good, I'm glad you're going to keep chatting, Karen. So this obviously is curled up a little bit, but by the time I've stuck it down with tear and tape, it will be fine. So on the subject of which, where's my, there it is, tear and tape. Now you could use seal again, but I like the fact that with the tear and tape I know it's going to stick onto the foil because it's narrow enough that I know that, because this is 1/4 of an inch wide. Now, if you use tear and tape and you burnish it down, you get a really, really good seal. And it means that when you come in to take your tape off, the sticky definitely sticks in place. I mean, it will anyway, but it just makes it even more robust. So, again, we have the smallest margin. No, don't stick yet. Oh, okay then. Stick if you must. So we've got that small margin around the outside. This is then going to go over the top of where the heat embossing is. And I think I will see if I can get that onto dimensionals. So that's obvious. And then, have I got any small white edges? Yes. Right. So I'm just going to snip. This is the small emboss, dimensionals, and it's the edge piece, which is perfect for little bits, because those, particularly those top and bottom bits, are quite thin, so they could get caught on things. I don't think I'm going to need the others. You've got the rest. That's all right then. Apparently they fish farm, do they, off Bodrum? And then send it to the Netherlands. That's right. So this goes over the middle. So we've got that burst behind. And that'll be the dies on the floor then. Or some of the dies on the floor. Oh, that is completely separate dies on the floor. It's the stylish shapes and things, which is fine. So I'm going to go, I should have done this before. Then I could have heat embossed it, but never mind, because I want that there. But I'm going to do it in copper clay. Haven't decided what colour card I'm going for yet. A block would be a good idea. One that's more or less the right size would be even better. Now, this is uneven. Learn from my mistakes. Do your stamping before you put your card together. So I've come in so that I avoid the ridge. So Merry Christmas. And then I can use some copper clay from here, which would be easier if I could find my take your pick. Oh well, I'll use the wrong take your pick. It's fine. It's probably on the floor. And I'm tempted to go copper clay. What do you reckon? Is that too much copper? Or do I go crumb cake? Let's have a look. I mean, it's a statement, isn't it? I think I'm going to go copper clay. It's my card, I've decided. And then, as if by magic, we'll be done. Oh, Audrey, that's such fun. Yes, well, you can watch the replay. It's what it's there for. Now, this is not self-adhesive, so... Hey, at least your husband's making you lunch. Again, this will need a liner. I would probably line this with vanilla rather than white. Vanilla is in the paper, and this kind of shouts vanilla rather than white. Let me just turn that over, give it a good press, get rid of those. Right, don't need that piece of paper, thank you. So, that's our most recent one. And then we had that one, and then we had, I like, make sure they're not under me, and then this was the one we started with. Then we went on to this one, and then we went on to this one. Oh, bless you. It does work on the copper clay. I think, apart from anything else, it shows just how varied you can get your cards from the same basic supplies, but just changing them up a bit. Anyway, let me come back up there so I can see you all. Thank you, Wend. So, thank you very much for joining me today. If you've enjoyed it, obviously a thumbs up is great. If you're watching on the replay, and you'll know it's a replay because I will have changed the title to Live Replay, you can leave comments below the description bar. I will try and post this onto my website slightly sooner than I did last week's. So there'll be close-up photos, all that good stuff, and a list of products that I've used, but mostly it's the Oh Holy Night suite, but with only one of the stamp sets because there are two. Thank you, everyone. B, enjoy the rest of your holiday. Karen, keep fighting the fight. And I hope I will see some of you next week. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Inika. Thank you, Judith. In fact, thank you all. So I will love you and leave you. Have a great rest of your day. And as I say, I hope to see some of you next Tuesday. Until then, bye for now.